Beloved child of mine, listen earnestly to my voix with the ears of your flesh, but with the heart of one who truly seeks the will of their Father. I do not speak these words to stir fear, but to awaken you amid a generation falling into slumber. I am calling you to pay close attention, for the days ahead will not resemble anything you have previously known. All that is familiar will be shaken. Everything you have leaned on in the world will be tested. Only what is built upon the unshakable foundation of my word will endure. I do not warn you so you may fear, but so that you may be prepared through prayer, through watchfulness, and through intimate communion with me. For only in closeness with me will you discern the true voice among the many false ones. Only in my presence will you find peace in the midst of the storm. My child, declare from the depths of your spirit, Lord, I am awake. Let it not be mere words from your lips, but a declaration lived out through your daily choices. Let it be written in your obedience to the small things, in your steadfastness during subtle trials. Let every word you speak, every action you take, proclaim this truth, that your heart is no longer asleep, that your mind is no longer distracted by the noise of the world, and that your soul is anchored in unchanging truth. I see how this world pulls at you with promises that sound sweet but are empty, with appearances that dazzle but are illusions. Yet I am calling you above it all. You were not born to disappear into the crowd, but to shine in the darkness like a light on a hilltop, like a trumpet in the battle, like a watchman who never sleeps through the night. Your spirit must remain alert, because the attacks no longer come from obvious places. The enemy now disguises himself as light, creeping into your thoughts, into your decisions, into the tiniest compromises. This is why I urge you be awake. Guard not only with your physical eyes, but with spiritual discernment. Let the eyes of your heart be anointed, so you may clearly see what is from me. What is a scheme of the enemy, and what is merely an echo of your own fear? I do not leave you unarmed in this preparation. I give you weapons not made of steel, but my word sharper than any two-edged sword. I give you wisdom from heaven that cannot be swayed by public opinion or shifting circumstances. I have placed within you a still, small voice of power, the voice of the Holy Spirit, who will guide your every step. So when you declare, my mind is fixed, let it mean that no longer will the things dependent on people distract you. You no longer live to please others, but to delight the one who called you. You no longer chase the world's approval, but walk in the gaze of heaven's full acceptance. Your soul, beloved child, must not be tossed by emotion, but anchored like a rock. Let your faith not be a temporary response to favorable times, but a faithful stance when everything is being tested by fire. That kind of steadfastness does not come from your own strength. It comes from daily drinking from the fountain of my grace. When your heart is ready, you will not be shaken by bad news. When your mind is renewed in me, you will no longer be affected by negative words. When your soul is established in me, you will become one who is not easily moved, not because you are hardened, but because you are saturated in my presence. Therefore, my child, let this reminder become a turning point in your spirit. Step out of the old season, the season of hesitation, of delay, of fragmented hope, and enter the new season I have prepared for you. A season of clarity, of boldness, and of wholehearted obedience. This is not the time for compromise. This is not the season to shrink back. This is the hour to rise not with the might of the flesh, but with the holy presence of me living within you. And when you do, you will become a voice to a wandering generation, voice full of grace but lacking no truth, full of mercy but never surrendering to falsehood. You are part of something far greater than yourself, and I am calling you into it not merely to be transformed, but to become an agent of transformation to others. Be watchful, be strong, walk as one who knows who they are, to whom they belong, and what they are called for. For I, the Lord your God, am moving, and I need you not to stand on the sidelines, but to take your preordained place, and you will see. Beloved one, when you live alert and prepared, you will never be caught off guard. For I, who began the good work in you, will complete it until the day my glorious light shines fully through you into this world. Beloved child, I am moving not slowly like a quiet stream, but swiftly like a mighty wind sweeping through the wilderness, like lightning piercing the darkest night. I am acting upon things I destined long before you became aware of your dreams or desires. And so I ask you not to test you, but to awaken your soul. Are you ready? It is time to gather your belongings not with your hands, but with your heart through wisdom, obedience, and an unshakable faith. This is no longer the moment for hesitation or excuses. There is no more time for the questions, but what if, or what if I fail? For I did not call you to fail. I called you to walk a path that I have perfectly designed, a journey that may not be easy, but is full of glory and blessing if you walk it with me. And, my child, to walk this path, you cannot carry everything with you. There are things, though once attached to you, that now must be laid down. Doubts, whispers of the enemy that seek to paralyze your trust. Fierce invisible chains that keep your feet anchored to safety. Wounds from the past. You may think they are harmless, but they bleed into the most vulnerable parts of you. I do not want you to carry these burdens. You were not created to carry both the past and the future on your small shoulders. Leave them behind. Open your hands so that I may place in them something new, fresh instructions, and gifts prepared for the next leg of your journey. Because you cannot grasp the new if you keep clutching the old. Your spiritual baggage must be refined, containing only what comes from me: faith, hope, love, and obedience. And now I ask you not to command, but to invite. Do you trust me? Do you believe that I am the one who knows every path, that there is no road I have not walked, no darkness my light cannot pierce? Do you believe that I am the one who never forgets you, who never ignores the silent sighs of your heart? If you truly believe, then let it not remain just a thought. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let all of heaven and hell hear you declare, I trust you. Lord, say it not as a hollow slogan, but as a sacred vow. Let that be the breath you inhale each morning, the fire that burns when you are alone at night. Let it become the anthem of your soul, that even if the winds rise and the earth trembles, you stand firm on the unshakable foundation of the living God. Beloved child, if you truly believe in me, then what could cause you to waver? If I am the one who goes before you, who can stand against you and prevail? If I am your provider, what need is there for worry? If I am the source of all life, then what could possibly be lacking when you are in me? My child, I know there are things ahead that your eyes have not yet seen and your heart cannot yet imagine. There may be valleys, and there may be towering mountains. There may be slippery paths where everything seems uncertain. But the one thing that remains absolutely certain is Metha, unchanging one, who has walked with you from the very beginning and will go with you to the very end. Look back at what I have done in your life, not to dwell in the past, but to remember that you have never, not even once, been abandoned. Every step, every tear, every silent prayer I have seen, I have heard, and I have kept them close to my heart. And now, as I call you to step into the new blank, I also promise this: I will not let go of your hand, not even for a moment. So rise, my child, wipe your tears, take a deep breath and move forward, not because you are strong, but because I am strong within you. Be ready, like one who awaits the trumpet call from heaven. Let your soul be cleansed from entanglements. Let your heart burn with a faith so fervent that when I call, you can answer as Isaiah once did, "Here am I, Lord, send me." Know, this is the moment not to turn back, not to weigh the cost, but to walk in absolute trust. For you are not alone. I am with you. I am the one who goes before you, walks beside you, and guards you from behind. And this journey, though not fully mapped out before your Aisha, has been divinely appointed by me with purpose, with blessing, and with a glory you have yet to comprehend. So write as a covenant between you and me, I trust you, Lord. And when you write, heaven will bear witness. When you speak, darkness will tremble. When you walk in that trust, you will see my hand move, my power revealed, and my love surround you, not just once, but every day, every step, until you reach the place I prepared for you from eternity past. For I am the Lord, the one who never breaks his promises. My beloved child, when I say I am moving, I speak not only of what is unfolding in the unseen realm, I am also calling you to move. This is not the season to be still, to wait with arms folded and a heart full of hesitation. This is the time to awaken and rise, to step out of passivity and away from the comfort zone you've grown too used to. I did not call you merely to survive. I called you to live with purpose, with fire from heaven, and with a spirit ready to give, all for the eternal plan I have prepared for you. You cannot move forward if your heart remains asleep. You cannot hear me clearly if your spirit is still filled with the noise of the world. Therefore, prepare yourself. Cleanse your heart as one who sets a table for a most honored guest. Rid yourself of impure thoughts, quiet worries, and seemingly harmless habits that slowly weaken the holy fire within you. Prepare your home, not just the physical space you dwell in, but the atmosphere you are building for yourself and your loved ones. I am calling you to reset the environment you live in so it becomes a sanctuary for my presence to dwell. Remove anything that drains your spirit and purify your surroundings from the influences of unbelief, fear, and sin. You cannot expect miracles if your dwelling is not fully welcoming to me. Above all, prepare your spirit. Do not pray only when there is a need, but pray as though your soul cannot live without me. Let your prayers not be mere rituals, but living conversations with the one who loves you enough to die in your place. I am seeking those who do not merely say, Lord, I need you, but who live every moment in sacred connection, desiring my presence above all else. Pray with urgency, because there are doors that only open to fervent, faith-filled cries. There are spiritual battles that are only won when you kneel in intercession. There are invisible chains that will never break unless you pray until the heavens move. Do not delay your pursuit of me. Do not wait until circumstances corner you before you run to me. Come to me now, not because you are ready, but precisely because you are not. Not because you are strong, but because you are weak. It is in true humility that I reveal my power, everything your heart longs for, from the answers to your deepest questions, to the strength for these trying days, to the wisdom to make the hardest decisions cannot be found in the world. Do not waste time searching behind the wrong doors. Do not let this world, with its sweet but empty promises, steal your time and focus. Return to the source of life, me, the one who made you, knows you, and holds everything you need. When you seek me with all your heart, you will never walk away empty-handed. When you put me first, everything else will fall into place. I have never left a sincere seeker disappointed. My presence brings not only peace, but renewal, restoration, and elevation. Remember, the greatest things I have ever done in your life did not begin on public stages, but in the secret place where you prayed through tears, where you obeyed even when no one was watching, where you whispered, "Lord, I surrender," even without seeing results. It is in those sacred moments that the foundation was laid for the season of blessing I am preparing to usher you into. So, my child, don't just listen, respond. Don't just be moved, act. Don't just wait, prepare with seriousness and urgency. Because when you prepare your heart, you're not only getting ready for what you asked, for you are making room for what you never dared to dream. I am searching for children who know that this moment is sacred, decisive, those who are not lazy in their spiritual life, those who do not remain silent when they should be praying, those who do not back down when called to rise. Will you be one of them? If so, begin today. Let every day start with prayer and end in surrender. Let your home echo with praise. Let your heart be filled with my word. And let every action you take flow from a living connection with me. Because I am not only calling you into a new season, I am calling you to become a new person. A person who prays not just with lips, but with life. A person who seeks me not just when help is needed, but because they know without me, they cannot truly live out their purpose. And this I promise you, my beloved, if you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. If you let me lead, you will never lose your way. If you step forward in faith, I myself will act beyond all you can imagine. I am the Lord your God, the beginning and the end, the one who calls and the one who empowers. And you are the one I have chosen for this time. Do not delay. Rise and walk with me into the journey ahead, for what I have prepared for you is near, very near. Beloved child of mine, now that you have begun to prepare your heart, to cleanse your spirit, and to return to seek my presence with sincerity, I now invite you to step into an even deeper season, not just one of preparation, but of intentional action. Faith cannot merely remain an idea in the mind. It must be expressed in how you live, how you choose, and how you respond to the calls of heaven. You can no longer delay. The time to act is now. I am not calling you to chase after haste, but neither am I calling you to linger in hesitation. There are things that will not come to pass if you only stand and watch. They require steps taken in obedience. I am planting new visions within your heart, but unless you pick them up, nurture them, and follow them, they will remain dormant, untapped potential, never brought to life. My child, do not wait until every door has opened before you decide to move. Learn to walk by faith, not by sight. For many times, I will not show you the full picture, but just one step, one small light enough to guide you through the night. And as you follow that little light, I will unveil the next. In this way, you will see my hand leading you through every season, every terrain, every challenge, and ever once leaving your side. I am placing upon your shoulders a sacred responsibility, not to weigh you down, but to lift you higher, I did not choose you because you are perfect. I chose you because your heart is willing. I do not need you to be strong from the start. I only need your yes, and I will take care of the rest. It is in your weakness that my power is made perfect. Do not think that my calling is reserved for the prominent or those with unshakable faith. I call the humble, the ones who know they can do nothing apart from me. And if that is you, then I declare, rise, my child, for the season you have been waiting for is here. And let my light within you shine through the way you live each day. Let every word, every action, every choice become a living act of worship. I am not asking you to do great things all at once. I only ask for your faithfulness in the little things, for from that place, greater things will be entrusted to you. And, my child, as you walk in obedience, we be prepared to face the lies the enemy will hurl at your mind. He will try to convince you that you're not ready, not good enough, or heading in the wrong direction. But remember this, you are not walking by reputation or emotion, but by the promise of the one who never changes. Stand firm on my word. Let my word be the sword in your hand, the anchor in your heart, and the light upon your path. When trials come, do not seek validation from others before returning to me. When you grow weary, do not seek joy in fleeting things. Come to me. For I am the spring that never runs dry, the source of new strength every day. I know there may be times when you feel not good enough, not holy enough, not strong enough to carry what I am calling you into. But let me remind you of this. You don't need to be enough to begin. It is when you begin that I will make you enough. It is as you act in trust that I will pour out wisdom, strength, and heavenly power. And one more thing. My child, do not walk alone. I not only want you to seek me, but also to walk alongside others within my body. Do not try to be a lone hero. Seek intercession, encouragement, and unity. There are victories that will not be won by one person's strength, but through the agreement of many obedient hearts acting together. You do not know everything that lies ahead, but I do. And what I know far exceeds what you fear. So do not let fear take the place of trust. Do not let past failures blur the potential you carry in the present. Do not let old words of discouragement drown out the voice that now calls you from heaven. This is the time for action, for walking by faith, for living not for yourself, but for the one who has called you. I am looking for those who do not need everything guaranteed before they move, but who will say upon hearing my voice, "Here I am, Lord." And if that is your response today, then know this, the heavens are opening. The earth is shifting, and my hand is reaching out to take yours. Step forward, my beloved child. The journey has begun. Life awaits you on the other side of obedience. My dearly beloved child, as you begin to move in step with my leading, praying, preparing, and walking by faith, there is one more thing I want you to do. Let go. This may not be what you expected, but it is a crucial step in the path I am guiding you on. For there are things you are clinging to too tightly, while I am inviting you to open your hands, not to lose, but to receive something far better. My child, there are things from the old season that cannot follow you into the new. Some relationships that were once a blessing have become burdens. Some habits you thought harmless are silently draining the fire from your spirit. Some patterns of thinking have shaped you for years. But now I need you to lay them down in exchange for a new perspective, the perspective of my kingdom, the perspective of one who is anointed, called, and sent. Do not fear when I begin to point out what you must leave behind. I do not condemn you. I am not here to shame you, but to invite you closer, lighter, freer. It may hurt, tears may fall, but, my child, every tear shed in obedience holds great worth in my eyes. They are like seeds sown into the ground, and in time, you will reap a harvest of peace, wisdom, and glory far beyond what you could imagine. Let go of what once felt safe, but no longer brings life. Let go of self-limiting thoughts like, I can't, I'm unworthy, or I'm not good enough. Those are not my words. Those are lies that have echoed in your mind for years, and now I am inviting you to erase them and replace them with my truth, that you are chosen. You are a warrior in my kingdom, and you carry light into the darkness of this world. Offer up to me those relationships that you know no longer lead you closer to me. I do not want you to be alone, but there are connections that are holding you back, trapping you in fear, compromise, or spiritual stagnation. If you place them in my hands, I will either restore them my way or replace them with those I have sent, people who will lift you up, pray with you, and walk beside you in faith, and release your need to understand everything. I know you long for the why, for a clear map of what comes next. But faith does not function through understanding. It grows through trust. There are things I will not explain right away, not because I'm hiding something, but because I'm training your heart to trust without conditions. When you choose obedience before you see the outcome, that is when you truly enter spiritual maturity. My child, the freedom you are seeking, the rest in your soul, the peace that is not tied to circumstance, the strength that endures the storm, all of that lies not on the side of control, but on the other side of surrender. Only when you truly say, Lord, I let go, I surrender, will you enter the ease that grace brings. It is in surrender that you are lifted. It is when you stop trying to hold everything together that you will witness my power at work. Do not believe that surrender is weakness. On the contrary, it is the most powerful declaration you can make, because when you say, I surrender, Lord, you are proclaiming that you trust me more than yourself. You are acknowledging that my plans are wiser than anything you could imagine. You are believing that my love is greater than all the pain you have ever endured. And you are living as though my word is true, not just in pages, but in every breath of your life. So, my beloved, do not delay any longer. Be honest with me. Name the things you're still holding on to, whether it's an unfulfilled dream, a wound yet to heal, or an expectation unmet. And then, lay them on the altar, where I am waiting to take them and exchange them for something more precious. Cry out from the depths of your heart, I surrender, Lord, and let that cry become the anthem that leads you into a new season known of lightness, clarity, and fresh anointing in the Spirit. Remember, I never call you to let go, only to leave you empty. I always have something better waiting ahead. My plan is never to take away, simply to test you. I remove to heal. I clear out to fill anew. I close one door to open what you never imagined possible. And one day, you will look back and say, Oh Lord, thank you for not letting me hold on to that. Thank you for teaching me how to let go. And in that moment, you will no longer fear loss, because you will understand within me, nothing surrendered is wasted, no tear is meaningless, and no act of obedience is in vain. So go forward, my child. Step through the threshold of trust. Write upon your heart, I surrender, Lord, and from that place, Live as one who is truly free. For I, your lover, your knower, and your calorum going before you, preparing the way, making a path, and providing everything you need, nothing lacking, not 1 second late. If you dare to release it, I will do the rest completely and wonderfully, my beloved child. The moment is not in some distant tomorrow or a vague future you are waiting for until everything settles or makes sense. The moment is now. This very instant, while your heart stirs as you read these words, is when I am awakening you from spiritual slumber and calling you into the divine moment I've long prepared. Do not delay any longer. Do not hesitate simply because you cannot see the whole road ahead. The urgency you feel within your soul is not a fleeting emotion, is the voice of heaven. My voice, calling you to action. Do you know this? When I stir your spirit with a sense of divine urgency, it is never to frighten you, but to ensure you don't miss what I've set in motion. I do not press you with anxiety, but with fervent, loving desire, because there are seasons in the heavens and the earth that won't wait for your full courage. They demand a step of faith. There are doors that open only for a moment, and if you do not move, they will close, and the next chapter will be delayed. So begin to prepare your baggage, not just the physical, but the spiritual, the unseen inner things of your heart. Physical preparation may be simple, some arrangements, some life decision. But spiritual preparation requires a deep cleansing. Is there anything occupying your heart that did not come from me? Is there a fear weighing you down, keeping you from walking lightly? Are there voices, whether from others or from within, causing you to doubt the calling I placed upon your life? Strip it all away, one layer at a time. Do not carry into this new journey the things I have not spoken. Do not pack the painful memories, the past failures, or the dreams I've already asked you to lay down. Your load must be light. Carry only faith, obedience, hope, and a heart willing to embrace the newness I am bringing forth. Be ready to move when I tell you to go. I know you love stability, that you long for a sense of safety, but sometimes I will call you into foreign lands, places you've never walked before, where you must depend wholly on my guidance. I do not promise ease, but I promise that if you walk when I speak, every step you take will become a foundation for my presence and my glory to dwell. True security is not found where you are familiar, but where I am present. And my child, to be ready to speak when I tell you to speak. Do not remain silent when I place a word upon your lips. Do not fear being misunderstood. Do not fear displeasing others. And do not doubt your worthiness. I choose the mouths of the weak to release strong words. When I open your mouth, I also give power for that word to pierce the hearts of those who hear. Do not withhold the light simply because the world has grown used to darkness. When I call you to speak, do so clearly, humbly, but with the authority of heaven. And when I say, do not hesitate. Obedience is not delayed until all the details are certain, but begins the moment you know I have sent you. I will not let your obedience fall into emptiness. Everything you do in my name, no matter how small, carries eternal value. A simple prayer, a quiet act of love, a difficult but spirit-led decision. These are the seeds that open miraculous doors. Do not think that obedience is only required in grand gestures. No, child, I care about the smallest things. How you treat those closest to you, how you steward your mornings, how you choose when to speak and when to remain silent, how you adjust your lifestyle to follow my quiet voice. Every small act done in faith and love becomes a stepping stone for the greater things I am building in your life. Live each day as though you are waiting for a divine command, and In truth, you are living in such a time when everything is moving faster, more urgently, more clearly. I am searching for sons and daughters who know how to listen and who are ready to respond without demanding to understand the full plan. Those who don't wait for convenience to act, but walk with me because they trust that I am faithful. And child, if you still feel afraid, if you still wonder whether you are capable, look to me, the one who called you. I never call someone without walking with them. I never send anyone without equipping them with everything they need. It is not your strength that accomplishes the impossible, but my presence that makes all things possible. And because I go with you, you can do what seems beyond your ability. So, my beloved, hesitate no more. Do not second-guess the call echoing in your heart. Rise up. Set aside every excuse, every worry, every limitation. Get ready. Be prepared. Step forward, for the time is now, and if you obey, you will witness my hand move more powerfully than ever before. And you will not walk alone, for I go before you, beside you, and behind you. This journey may not be easy, but it will be filled with purpose. It may not look perfect in your eyes, but it will be complete in mine. If you are willing, then everything else I will do, and you will see everything I speak is true. Every promise I make will come to pass, and every obedient step will lead you into a life full of blessing, victory, and unshakable purpose. My beloved child, when I whisper to you in the stillness of night, or stir your heart amid the noise of the day, and say, pack your bags, know that I am not talking about rushing to fill a suitcase with material things and leave in haste. No, child, my words are not meant to awaken your flesh, but to stir the deepest places of your soul. I am speaking of preparation at a spiritual depth where you are not just organizing a closet, but cleansing the heart, where you are not just evaluating what to carry outwardly, but confronting yourself inwardly and asking, Lord, is there anything within me holding me back from entering your new season? The luggage I mention is not the valuables stacked in your home, but the wounds, the burdens, the emotional weights silently pressing upon your soul. It is the negative thoughts, the words spoken over you that made you question your worth. It is the lingering guilt over past mistakes you've yet to release. It is the exhaustion of striving to meet expectations that are not mine, instead of walking in the holy calling I've placed upon you. My beloved child, I see the things you don't say. I hear the sighs no one notices. I feel the pressure you carry not just from the outside, but from deep within yourself. And I want you to know this: you were never created to live under that weight. You were not born to crawl your way through your spiritual journey like someone bearing hundreds of kilos of baggage on their back. You were made to soar, to walk lightly in the freedom that grace provides. But in order to do that, you must dare to let go. Look closely at the load you're carrying. Is there something you're holding on to out of fear of losing it? Something you cling to because you think that if you let it go, you'll have nothing left? My child, those things are slowing you down. They are clouding your vision. They are dimming the flame in your heart. Don't let anything, no matter how precious it once was, keep you from stepping into what I am calling you into. There are things I permitted in a past season that will no longer serve you in this one. I am the God of renewal, and I am calling you into a divine shift. You cannot carry old mindsets, unhealed emotions, or silent resentment and still expect to walk into the new things I am preparing. My beloved, look at your baggage in the light of the Holy Spirit. Let me show you. Piece by piece, child, This is no longer needed. That one must be released. This other thing is muffling my voice. I will never force you to surrender anything, but I will invite you with love, because I know that as long as you hold on, you'll have no room left to receive what I am pouring out. Lightness in the spirit doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from surrendering completely to me. When you release your grip, I can step in. When you make space, I can fill it. When your spirit is unburdened, you can move faster and farther in your calling. Ask your heart, is there something holding me back? Is there something occupying the space that belongs to the Lord? And if there is, don't wait. Lay it down before me. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be ashamed if your emotions rise to the surface, even in your tears. I am at work. I am healing. I am cleansing. I am renewing. I know there are things that once gave you a sense of security, relationships, roles, habits you once leaned on. But, child, if I'm calling you to let go, trust that what I have for you is always greater than what you're trying to keep. My ways are higher than yours. My plan is not just good, it is the very best. Imagine yourself standing at the threshold of a great journey, a sacred adventure like no other. But to board that vessel, you must weigh your baggage. And if it's too heavy, you won't be able to pass through the gate I've already opened for you. Choose what holds eternal value. Choose to carry truth, faith, gratitude, and unconditional love. These things are light but powerful, and they are all you need. And when the clearing is done, when you've laid the old things down, when you breathe deep with a heart emptied yet full of hope, that is when I begin my greatest work within you. You will feel a new freedom, a lightness of soul, a joy that does not come from circumstance, but from my abiding presence within you. So, my child, prepare your heart, release your grip, walk lightly, be ready for what I am about to do, because ahead of you lies a new season, and you do not want to enter it weighed down. I am waiting for you with unchanging love, with arms always ready to wrap you into the good plans I have designed. Step forward lightly, confidently, and full of hope, for you are never walking alone. My beloved child, the preparation I am calling you into is not merely about rearranging external things like cleaning your house, finishing incomplete tasks, or making plans for the future based on your own understanding. While there may be practical steps I will ask of you, and I will guide you clearly in those, the essence of what I am speaking is preparation from within, from the deepest places of your heart. A spiritual preparation that cannot be faked, cannot be performed, but must be faced in truth before me. Child, it is time to step out of the familiar safety zone, where you've held on to things that seem okay but are actually blocking your spiritual progress. You must face what is quietly corroding your faith-doubtful thoughts, beliefs twisted by painful experiences, and emotions that still bleed from old wounds. It is time to remove everything that dulls my voice. Maybe it's busyness that leaves no room for me. Maybe it's the clamor of other voices, people's opinions, social media, or even your own inner critic that drowns out the whisper of the Spirit. Can you see it now? It's not that I'm not speaking, it's that your mind is too full of things that don't come from me. And, my child, there's one thing I want you to confront with honesty. Your past. You cannot move forward if your feet are still chained to memories that haven't been released. What happened, whether right or wrong, whether you were the victim or the one who caused painus behind you, but your soul is still trapped there. And that is why you cannot run the race I've marked out for you with your full strength. I don't want you entering this new season like someone dragging the past behind them. I want you to move forward freely, steadily. Bulges, someone who has been rescued, anointed, restored, and made ready for something greater. But in order for that to happen, you must have the courage to cleanse your heart. Let me in. Let me help you sift through what must be laid down and what is worth carrying forward. Let me sanctify your inner space, so that it becomes a dwelling place for peace, clarity, and revelation. For where my spirit is, there is liberty, and I long for you to live in that liberty, not burdened, not fragmented, but whole and ready. This is the invitation before you. This is the call to deeper preparation. And I am not far, I am near, walking with you, guiding you, loving you, always. The baggage you carry, my child, is more than a mere burden. It is a barrier to spiritual growth. It clouds the vision I've given you. It weighs your heart down when you were created to soar. It slows your steps when you were meant to go further. And most dangerously, it dulls the sharpness of your faith, causing you to question my promises, to be slow in hearing my voice, and to forget who you are in me. My beloved, I know it's not easy. I know that letting go of what once felt like a part of you requires courage. But do not fear. I am here not just watching, but walking with you. I will not only show you what must be laid down, but I will also lift that burden with my loving hands. When you offer it to me, I will not turn you away. When you are weak, I will be your strength. When you cry, I will wipe your tears. For I have not called you to break you. I have called you to deliver you. So listen to me once more. The time has come. It is time to live a life no longer held back by the old. It is time to no longer be distracted by the exhausting noise. It is time to enter a deeper dimension of communion with me where you will hear more clearly, see more broadly, and believe more boldly. I don't just want you to follow me. I want you to walk with me, firmly and fearlessly, as one who is growing in the Spirit. And that growth doesn't come in a single moment. It begins with a simple yet powerful decision, the choice to cleanse your heart, to cast off the burden, and to let me sweep through and renew everything within you. Let me do that today. Do not delay. Don't wait until you feel ready, for your feelings are not what determines the shift. Obedience is. All it takes is one surrendering phrase. Lord, I am willing. Even if you don't understand fully or see clearly, I will move. I will guide you step by step. I will gently lead you as a tender father leads his child across unfamiliar ground. And you will see in ways both beautiful and divine that when your heart is ready, everything else begins to shift. Doors will open. Vision will brighten. Faith will be rekindled. Praise will flow like an unending stream. And peace, the kind not given by the world, will settle in the deepest place of your soul. For I am the Lord who never misses the appointed time. And you, yes, you are living in a divinely anointed moment. Do not let old baggage block the new thing I am preparing. Let your heart be the first place that is renewed, and from there, I will take care of the rest. Step into this preparation with great expectancy, because when you ready your heart, you prepare the way for miracles. And when your spirit becomes lighter, you will soar higher in your calling. I am here, and I am not asking you to be perfect. I am only asking you to be honest and willing. The rest, my beloved child, leave to me. My beloved child, perhaps deep in your heart, you are asking me, why? Lord, why would you allow the flood to come just as I'm trying to walk in faith? Why now when I'm beginning to prepare my heart for something new? I hear that question clearly. I see the tears that fall in the night, and I do not speak to dismiss your pain, but to reveal a greater truth. I am not the author of destruction, but I am the one who knows how to use all things pain, loss, and Kaiasto, bring about good for you and glory to my name. My child, the flood has not come to drown you. It has come to reveal what you've overlooked. When the ground is dry, it's easy to hide the cracks in the foundation, to cover flaws with layers of appearance. But when the waters rise, the coverings are swept away, exposing what lies beneath, showing what is solid and what needs to be rebuilt. I did not permit this flood to harm you, but to help you see where your life needs to be strengthened, healed, and made new from within. Perhaps you've grown used to living with what is just enough, a spiritual life that keeps you afloat but lacks the depth to anchor your soul in me. Perhaps you've told yourself, I'm fine, but I who love you more than you love yourself don't want you to merely survive. I want you to stand strong, to be filled with the Spirit, and to walk in power. And for that reason, I allow the flood not to carry you away, but to cleanse, to reconstruct, and to realign the path you're walking. The flood will not last forever, my child, but while it rises, allow it to fulfill its purpose. Let it wash away impurity. Let it awaken what has fallen asleep. Let it expose what's been hidden. It will carry off things you no longer need. It will bring to light the corners of your heart, still clinging to bitterness, fear, and unhealed wounds. It will stir your soul not to overwhelm you, but to bring you back to me with all your heart open, unguarded, and unashamed. And above all else, beloved, the flood will test your faith. Faith is not born on sunny days. It is forged in storms. It grows when you see nothing and still believe I am moving. It is strengthened not when you receive the answer, but when you trust while the answer is still on the way. Your faith, even if as small as a mustard seed, is precious to me. But I do not want it to remain small. I want it to grow deep roots, to rise high, and to bear fruit. And for that to happen, it must be refined by fire, not to burn it away, but to make it radiant. Just as gold is proven pure through the furnace, so will your faith become exceedingly precious when it stands firm in the flood. Do not look at the flood with eyes of fear, my child, but with the vision of spiritual understanding. See it as an opportunity to root yourself more deeply in my word, to cling more tightly to my presence than ever before. Let the flood teach you how to praise in the midst of brokenness, how to worship in the middle of what remains unhealed, how to trust when everything around you seems to offer no place to hold on. And when the waters recede, you will witness something miraculous. Not everything will be swept away. What has been built on my foundation, what has been born out of faith, love, and obedience will remain, even more visible and beautiful than before. What was artificial will be washed away. What was not from me will not be able to stand, but from the very ruins, new life will emerge. I will rebuild not with the striving of man, but with my divine guidance, not according to your own plan, but according to the eternal purpose I destined for you before you were even formed in your mother's womb. My beloved, do not fear the flood. Let your heart be still. And remember, I am still here. I am still the one who commands the seasons, who silences the wind and the waves at my word. The flood is not outside of my control, and within it, I am at work in ways that are deep, quiet, yet full of power. I am changing something within you that peace alone could never shape. So lift your head, my child, Hold fast to faith. Let your tears become prayers. Let what has been broken become the foundation for a new season. I am near not to judge, but to lift you up, to speak into your soul and say, do not fear. I am still holding your hand, and I will not let you sink. Oh, and when this season passes for it, surely you will look back and whisper with awe, thank you, Lord, for not letting me settle in superficial comfort, but for allowing the flood to come so that I could truly live, truly believe, and truly grow. I am the Lord your God who turns floods into stepping stones that elevate you. And you, yes, you are the one I have chosen to overcome, not by your own strength, but by the power of my Spirit dwelling in you. So keep walking, my dear one, through the rising waters. With your eyes fixed on Mepher, glory awaits you on the other side, my beloved child. As you learn to prepare for the new thing I am leading you into, I want you to grasp one vital truth. Never underestimate the power of prayer. In the midst of all that you're arranging, in the shedding of burdens, in the reordering of your spiritual journey, remember, prayer is not an accessory to the process. It is the foundation. It is not something you do only when there's extra time, or when you need help, or when something unexpected happens. Prayer is the breath of your soul. If you stop praying, you disconnect from the only source that can keep you steady through every shift and change. Prayer is not a ritual, it is a living conversation between your heart and mine. When you pray, you're not merely speaking, you are listening, connecting, surrendering. It is the moment you lay down your will to receive my wisdom. It is the moment you cast off burdens and receive peace. It is the moment you engage in battle no with fists or eloquence, but with humility and faith. My child, never underestimate what I can do through even the smallest of prayers. A single breath laced with faith, uttered in the quiet place, carries more power than the most eloquent sermon devoid of the Spirit. A whisper in the corner of a room lifted up in trust can shake the gates of hell and shift circumstances that seemed immovable to your natural eyes. For prayer is the conduit by which my power flows from heaven to earth. Prayer is your weapon in spiritual warfare. When the enemy comes with lies, with doubt, with fear, prayer is how you stand your ground, not by your strength, but by stepping into the war room of my presence. When you pray, you are not fighting alone. You are summoning the heavenly host, activating the operations of heaven, and opening the way for the Holy Spirit to move. Prayer is the spoken word that prepares the soil, so that the seeds of vision I have sown into your heart may take deep root and bear fruit in due season. Prayer is also the safe refuge for your soul. When the world around you shakes, when the future feels uncertain, when dreams are tested and hope seems fragile, run into my presence through prayer. There, I will shelter you beneath the shadow of my wings. I will whisper truths to you that no one else can say. I will heal what the world cannot reach. And I will calm your heart with an everlasting love, a love that does not waver, that has no condition, and that will never leave you. So pray without ceasing. My child, do not come to me only when you need intervention. Come to me as a child comes to their father, simply because they long to be close. Talk to me throughout your day while you wash your face, as you work, when you rest, when you're disappointed, and even when you rejoice. Don't think your prayers must be long or formal. What I desire is a sincere heart. Even a simple cry of my name in the midst of a crowded street can become the most powerful prayer of your day. And when you pray, pray with faith. Do not let your prayers be mere fragile wishes mingled with doubt. Pray as though you are certain I am listening, because the truth is, I always do. Not a single word you utter vanishes into the void. Not a single tear you offer escapes my notice. I do not merely hear your prayers, I respond. In due time, in the right way, and in the way that is best. Pray with expectation, expecting that I will answer, expecting that my presence will surround you, expecting that my promises will come to pass. Because the more you expect, the more attuned you become to the way I am moving. You will notice the smallest signs from me, a word of encouragement, an open door, a peace that surpasses all understanding things others might overlook. But you will recognize them because you have waited in prayer. And my beloved child, be assured that I never turn away from your petitions. Even if you think your prayers have gone unanswered, even if the results are not immediate, know that I am working. Some things require time. Some shifts are happening behind the veil where your eyes cannot yet see. But nothing you offer in faith is ever wasted. Every whispered plea, every silent cry in the night, every moment spent alone in earnest petition I have heard. I have remembered, and I will move. So in the days ahead, when new doors begin to open, when the floods rise, when the preparation reaches its peak, let prayer be the heartbeat of your soul. Let each prayer become a step in your walk of obedience. Let prayer be the sacred space where you and I journey together, share together, and advance together. And you will see not only miracles unfolding around you, but you yourself will be transformed. You will grow sharper, stronger, more steadfast, not because the circumstances have changed, but because you have been lifted up in the Spirit through each whisper of faith-filled prayer. I am waiting in the secret place not only to hear you, but to fill you, to shape you, to send you. Do not miss this moment. Begin today. Pray, listen, expect, and then you will step into things you never dared to dream, not by your own strength, but by the power that flows from heaven through the doorway of prayer. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone. I am beside you in every moment, gently reminding you to walk in faith and to trust in my love. Follow and turn on notifications so you won't miss the words I speak from heaven. Amen.